Hey, what's up, Willy?
Thank you for having me here. I'm good, man. Just here at home now. Just trying to get ready for next year. It's going to be an exciting year, so I got to be prepared.
Are you back home in the Dominican?
Yeah.
Oh man, you taking any you're not playing any winter league ball or anything. You're not doing any of that, are you?
No. Just getting ready for next year.
All right. Well, let's talk
my body and everything.
Yeah, let's talk about your trip to San Francisco. Now that it's done, what stuck out to you? What was the best part?
Obviously the city's amazing, but I would say, the treatment that I got that whole week that I was there, I think that stuck out the most to me because, the way they treated me that week, they made me feel special, and that for me is the best thing ever. Like when you go somewhere, that is going to be your home for the next 7, and who knows if I just stay there for the rest of my life. The way that they showed me love, I think it was impressive, and it was special for me and my family.
Yeah, and Willy, we saw that you had the opportunity to maybe scout out beyond San Francisco and also go down to the South Bay. We saw that you went down to Santa Clara for the 49ers game on Thursday night. How was that experience?
Yeah, that was insane. That was my first game. Obviously, they didn't win, so it was a little, not good. But the experience itself, it was amazing. That was my first time watching a football game live, and the energy was incredible. I think I'm gonna be going there. The next year or so. I'm gonna be going there more and experiencing that energy and that just the whole vibe that they had in the stadium was amazing.
Yeah, Willy, we're talking to Willy Adames, Giants' new shortstop, of course, on the UMA guest line. He's back home in the Dominican Republic. We appreciate him calling into San Francisco. So Tampa, no Buccaneers. Milwaukee, no Packers. The 49ers are your team now, Willy, right?
Yes, that's right. I even got my jacket. I got a jacket.
Okay, good man. Okay, some more stuff that we may have talked about at the press conference with you, but we can kind of revisit here now. You spoke highly of Buster Posey, and now you're with him in San Francisco. You're in his park. Could you share with us any conversations that you had with him or interactions you had with him last week in San Francisco that kind of deepened your relationship or made you feel, even more at home? What's Buster doing for you?
I think his personality, the way he treats everybody, I think that's what stuck out the most for me because, the way we talk, it was like he's recruiting people to be family, just to be, to try to help everybody around and just to try to help everybody to be better. And that's something that, I always look for, to whatever I go, I try to just be the same guy, be like him, like treat everybody the same, treat everybody, with respect and love. And I think that's why he's done his whole career. And now that he's in the front office side, I think when you have that there, and especially with a guy that did it, that played and won, I think that's something that you can't find anywhere else. And I think that's why, I think that's what pushed me to make the decision to go there. Because, the way that he played was incredible. But now, off the field, his personality and, the person himself is a great human being. And that's something that I'm looking forward to work along his side and, just to pick up his brain.
Yeah, and Willy, I got to say, I loved hearing you talk about your decision to wear number 2 and talking about the legacy of someone like Derek Jeter. Now, we know that Buster Posey also has his own legacy here in San Francisco, but there's also a shortstop who just retired this offseason that has quite the legacy, Brandon Crawford. I know the Giants tried to shuffle around a few guys at that position last year, but what does it mean to you to step in and play the same position that Brandon Crawford held down for so many years? Yeah,
like you say, his legacy speaks for itself. He obviously the way that I always was an admirer of him because he always played with a lot of swag and flow and stuff. And obviously he was an unbelievable shortstop, and I always have a lot of respect for him. But those are some big shoes to fill in because, like you say, he has his legacy that he left in San Francisco. Something that is hard to beat or to get there. So I have a lot of work to do. To fill those shoes in, but I'm gonna do my best to give what they had in Brandon Crawford for the city.
So he did have flavor with the hair and the pants and everything, but he was also very quiet. Buster Posey was a very quiet guy. So I actually asked Buster, I said, Willy plays with flavor, and you don't mind mixing it up, right? You don't mind competing hard and having a little extra juice in a game. And I asked Buster if he was okay with that, and he rolled his eyes. He said, "Are you kidding me? I love it." So he said his message to you is he wants you to be you. He says if that means you're wearing extra colors, extra bright colors, he said go do it. Is that something you guys talked about and something you're willing to do?
Yeah, that's the first thing he said. When we were talking, he said, "Look, I just want you to be yourself, to be you, to come here and just to continue to grow yourself, to be yourself, and to go out there and play your game. I don't want you to change anything because, your reputation speaks for itself. I mean, everybody just say a lot of good things about you. So, I just want you to come here and continue to be yourself, continue to play the game how you play it, and continue to, whatever you do on the field, just continue to do it and try to be better." But, I don't mind to mixing it up like you say. I mean, I think, you have to enjoy it, have to, have fun every day, and that's something that makes me, enjoy the game a little bit more.
Willy, you got a lot of Giants fans excited when you talked about your relationship with Matt Duffy. So if you could just expand on your relationship and your bond with Matt Duffy and whether or not he played a part in recruiting you to the Giants.
No, he always speaks so highly of the city. I mean, me and him, we have a really good relationship. We are staying in contact, even though we haven't played together in a few years now. But like I say in the press conference, he's my guy. I went to his wedding, and it was amazing, And that's one of the guys that I really respect and I have a lot of love for, because he always treated me so well when I was a rookie. He tried to help me out with my defense stuff, and I always gonna have love for him.
It's great that I heard, some people I know that know Duffy said, he helped break you in, show you the ropes, and he'd been around championship teams with the Giants. So my question is, you now as that guy, now you're still young, but I look at a guy like Elliot Ramos, Marco Luciano. Those are two, Luis Matos, the third one. These are all, Willy, as you get to know the Giants, these are three highly valued prospects that Giants fans have high hopes for. And I'm not saying that you're going to make them be you or whatever, but is there anything you can do to show them the way or help them become better players?
Of course. I mean, when you have a talented group like them, you always have to have people around them to help them, to show them how a big leaguer or a professional himself work. They got to have a work ethic. They have to, try to go every offseason and try to be better for next year, and just the education that a pro athlete has to, have to be successful. And obviously, I'm looking forward to work with them and, try to help them however I can. And, they probably going to help me too to be better. So, I'm just looking forward to be around them and get to know them. And, I'm going to be right next to them, trying to help them in any way I can.
Yeah, and you talk about how important it is to have that veteran leadership in the clubhouse. I think you look no further than yourself and a guy like Matt Chapman. So what can you tell us about the opportunity to line up next to him on the left side of the infield and how your guys' relationship has now formed?
Yeah, that's one of the most exciting things that, I've been looking forward to, because, obviously watching him from the other side, it was always, a pleasure. I mean, it's always, so exciting to see him making plays and playing hard every time. And that's something that, I'm gonna be telling the young guys, look how Matt Chapman carry himself, on and off the field. That's how a superstar big league look like. So, I'm really excited to play along his side, to pick up his brain, like I say in the press conference. I'll try to make us each other better, and just to play along his side. I think we're gonna have so much fun, and it's gonna be a really, really cool experience to play with him for the next 6 or 7 years.
I think Giants fans are super excited about the left side of the infield. I think Buster Posey went ahead and called it the best left side of the infield in baseball. Is that too big of a statement, or are you going to embrace that?
Well, we're going to embrace it. I don't know if it's too big of a statement, but I know we're going to, go out there and compete every day, and we're going to, have a lot of fun. So I hope the Giants fans are really excited about that, because I am myself.
Yeah, and you should be getting plenty of opportunities playing behind a guy like Logan Webb, who has one of the highest ground ball rates in all of Major League Baseball. How excited are you to play behind a guy like Logan Webb leading the staff?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Like you say, he's going to give me a lot of ground balls, so I'm going to be happy about that because, I'm going to be making a lot of plays. But, it's another guy that he's a competitor, man. He's a competitor. We always, have fun when we compete against each other. And but I'm really looking forward to play, behind for him and just to, make plays for him and watch him just continue to go in deep in games and, and battle and win games. And, like I say, I think we have a really good group of guys there. And having Logan Webb, as like the horse of the team, I think is a really good sign for the team.
It's just the last couple minutes here with Willy Adames, who's kind enough to call in from the Dominican Republic, getting his body ready, he says, on the UMA guest line. And you talk about a horse, and this guy, we asked about this guy at the press conference, so we'll do it again for the morning commuters here in San Francisco. And we're no pressure, Willy, but you played with Corbin Burnes. So,
yeah.
Any chance that you will send him a text or I don't know if these kids call anymore these days. Is it all text or are you going to reach out?
I already did, man. I already did. I'm doing my part. I'm recruiting. Okay. I'm helping. But I hope, we can make that happen because that would be, an incredible addition to the team. I think, when you have a guy like Corbin on your team, I mean, that's like 99% of that you winning that day. So, I mean, that's the guy that, I love to play for him and I love to play defense for him. And he's one of the most competitive guys that I ever played with. And obviously, if we could add him to the team, obviously it would be an insane move. But, we're hoping and, we're doing our part in every department. So hopefully we can make it happen.
So, if you hope you don't mind me asking, but how did it go when you reached out to him?
It went great. It went amazing. It went amazing. I think, I think it went really, really positive. So I think that's the only thing I can say right now, but it went really, really positive.
Okay, we'll leave it at that, man. Yes, last couple here, just to let you go, Willy.
Yeah. And not to hammer onto this subject too much, but Corbin Burnes obviously has ties to the Bay Area, going to college at St. Mary's, so he's familiar with the ballpark, and it's a ballpark that is usually described as a pitcher's ballpark. So, Willy, when you're going through the recruiting process, how much do you factor in the ballpark into that decision, and what are your thoughts at playing at Oracle Park?
I think for, like you guys say, I think for a pitcher standpoint, that should be really exciting. When you're playing in a ballpark like that 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 you have a better chance and to success. I think that's a positive thought that you gotta have on the decision you're making. And then for me, I'm really excited to play there every day. To call it my home because it's a beautiful park, man. Fans showed up every day. It doesn't matter how the weather's looking like. There are going to be 30+ thousand fans, and that's something that I'm really looking forward to it because I love playing in front of a lot of fans.
Yeah, I think what you'll learn is the day games, when they have midweek day games and weekend day games, is some of the most beautiful weather in Major League Baseball, perfect.
Yeah.
And some of the weeknight games, we'll be honest, a little cold and windy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hey, don't tell me. I don't. That's the first thing I told them when I got there last Monday. I told them, I say, man, it was 65 degrees. I was like, man, this weather is better than August and July. What's going on?
Willy, it's so true. We always joke that we're the only market in America where the football team has better weather than the baseball team.
It's true, man. But I think that's something that, I think the whole, baseball guys, they embrace that because, it is what it is. You have to do it. Maybe you take it as an advantage because you get used to that. But, at the end of the day, you're playing ball, man. You're playing ball. And when you play those day games, I think,
and listen,
compensate the last, the night games when it's cold.
Yeah, all due respect to the Rays and the Brewers, they have their own history. But when you put that jersey on, I watch you. That jersey goes back to 1883, in New York. That jersey goes to Willie Mays, who we lost this past summer. That jersey goes to Juan Marichal, who we talked about, your Dominican idol. That jersey goes to Buster Posey and Madison Bumgarner and Brandon Crawford, even guys like Will Clark in my generation. So Did you feel, is there any sense of history? I mean, again, respect to the Rays and the Brewers, but a different history with the Giants jersey?
Of course, man. I mean, it's a winning franchise. They've done it before. They know what it takes. And obviously, like you say, so many great players. I mean, amazing players, Hall of Famers that they play for the organization. And when you put a jersey to represent an organization like that, it's always an honor. And you know, it's a lot of responsibility because, you know, there's a lot of history. But it's kind of like a motivational thing for me because, you know, you got to, you know, try to be better and try to help the team to win because the fans are expecting to win a championship. And that's something that I haven't accomplished, but I'm really looking forward to win a championship, especially now with, you know, in San Francisco.
Well, Willie, we took up a lot of your time. I know you're back in Dominican with your family. We sure do appreciate it. I just want to read to you on our text line, 415, the area code says, I love this guy. 408 says, what a great signing. This guy is so charming. 310 says, after this conversation, Willy Adames is my favorite player already. 925 says, man, I love this guy already. We've had a great history with guys named Willy in San Francisco.
Yeah. But I was Willy with a Y.
Yeah.
You're your own. See, you're your own. McCovey and Mays were IE, but and then Will Clark too. You'll meet him. Wait till you meet Will Clark at spring training. You guys will have some fun. He's a character. So, all right, Willie. Well, listen, back to your family you go. Merry Christmas to you and the family. Feliz Navidad, right?
Gracias. All right, thank you guys for having me there. It's a pleasure.
Willy Adames on the UMA guest line on KMBR 104.5 and 680, the Sports Leader.